Hey everyone, it's Mark with Leveled Up again, doing that Ask a Life Coach thing. So, what did you ask? I get so tired of adulting sometimes. With so much to do, can I really afford to take time to play? Okay, you're speaking my language, you're talking about play. So, let's start here. I think oftentimes we think of play as an activity. It's like, oh, when I am on the softball field, then that's play. And it is, but not necessarily. You could engage in softball non-playfully. And of course, you could engage in something that might typically not be labeled play or that would be labeled work playfully. So play is actually not in the activity. Play is in here. So I invite you to engage in every interaction, every event, every moment as playfully as you can. What does that mean? What does that look like? I think a lot of it comes down to just being free. I think you might reverse this question and ask, why am I not playful? And this question mentions adulting. And so I think a lot of times we feel pressure to come across as being mature or serious or, I don't know, hardworking or professional or, insert adjective here. But just bringing that lightness to every exchange, being silly whenever you feel like being silly and seeing what happens. Worrying a little bit less about how people might judge us. I think oftentimes you might be pleasantly surprised that people kind of love it. So yeah, not worrying so much about being judged for just being silly or being however we want to be. Of course, not pressuring ourselves to be. You're free to be however you want to be in the moment. But when you're kind of shutting your personality down because you think it's just not going to fit or it's just not appropriate or there's some role to be, I don't know, played out robotically, then that can be really disappointing. So just bring that lightness to every exchange. If you can, just allow yourself to go with the flow. Try to fear other people judging you a little bit less, because you can't play if you're evaluating your own performance or if you're worried about somebody else evaluating your performance, right? Play is full immersion in the experience. So I invite you to get fully immersed. Can you afford to do it? Yeah, I guess I would flip it on you and ask if you can afford not to do it. What does it mean if our life is no longer ours? If we're not allowed to express ourselves, to find joy and to be playful, then what else is there, right? So absolutely, yes, you can afford to do it. It can be helpful to schedule play, of course, just to make sure you're finding time. If there's something that you really love doing, playing your guitar or something, then maybe it's helpful to say I have an hour to play my guitar today or something, just so that you can turn off that gotta be productive mentality. But you don't have to schedule it, and you don't have to take a lot of time to separate, here's what I'm playing, here's what I'm not. Just continue to find that authentic being inside of you and let them shine wherever you can. Shout out to Selfcare in this one, because of course, when you get better sleep, when you take better care of yourself, when you find more inner peace and that self-confidence, it's going to be a lot easier to just bring lightness and playfulness to whatever exchange. It's not something you can really plan or make yourself do. And in fact, if you put pressure on this, I've been working so hard, I got to find fun, and I got to find fun now. And this experience that I have has to be so awesome that it somehow makes up for the rest. There's no making up for experiences, right? So anytime we take play out of our lives, you can't just sort of dial extra play in. I'm going to work really hard, I'm going to play really hard. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm going to be authentic and find joy wherever I can. That makes much more sense to me. So do the best that you can. Adulting is not always that enjoyable, and sometimes this can be challenging, but I invite you to find peace and levity and some joy in it wherever you can. As I say many times, I think we often make the stakes way too high, so then the pressure comes in, then the stress comes in. So reminding yourself that you're going to be okay, that life goes on no matter what. Those things can give you a lot more freedom just to bring in the playfulness. And of course, bring playful people into your world. And if you're expressing a playful attitude and other people are just like, huh? Then, it might be time to find some new people in your life who can support you finding more joy and fun, because you are absolutely entitled to all of that. And, to use the wording of this question, yes, you can really afford it. And I highly encourage it. So great question. Play is something that is super important to me. I think our most authentic selves are very playful. And I don't think you have to learn how to be playful or learn how to be creative or learn how to be fun. You just have to unlearn a lot of the other nonsense that we've picked up along the way. So you don't have to cultivate playfulness. You just got to let go of the BS that we've picked up over the years that's kind of stifled some of that. And I think you'll be amazed how quickly it just comes out in all kinds of fun and cool ways. I support you on this journey. I appreciate you. I appreciate the question. Appreciate the rest of you tuning in. And I'll see you back here next time.